Welcome in to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this morning's update, we got several topics to talk about. One, we're going to look at XRP's price action as we maintain around this 51.8 cent mark, as we've been consolidating just a little bit, but we've stayed within a beautiful range here. We're going to talk about the fact that Ripple whales have in fact been loading up on XRP. As XRP sustains above 51 cents, eyes further gain as whales accumulate Ripple tokens. So we have had an accumulation of whales holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP. So we'll go over that during the reading here this morning. And then we also have to read about the SEC's $876 million disgorgement plan, and Ripple lawsuit faces scrutiny by legal experts. So that's something to talk about this morning as well. So we'll have two pieces of reading as we go through this morning's update, as it'll be about a 20-minute update, and then I'll have to get this released because we got to take my son to school at 8:20 a.m. He starts at 8:30, so I've got to get through this in a relatively fine fashion, but we'll get out all the information that needs to come out. We'll talk about the XRP Bitcoin pairing. We'll talk about XDC, as it looks like a reversal is taking place here. When we look at it in the 3-hourly, you can see it, but in the daily time frame, it looks like a long leg doji has emerged. For everybody who's wondering, I did buy in at around the 358, 359 level on the attempt of a reversal. So we'll see if this ends up playing out. I bought it in yesterday's candle thinking that it was going to start to put in a reversal, as it was a little bit behind the market. And it looks like it's trying to put in a reversal. The targeted play would be to come up to 4.4 in the daily, but in the 4-hour time frame, first target would be around that 3.8 level. So that's what I'm looking at for XDC, and we'll see if it continues to play true or if this has more correction. But if we're looking at it from a perspective of XDC, the way that I'm choosing to look at this pattern would be something like this, and until it has a breakout, one could argue that you could look at it just like that, and a short-term breakout attempt is building here as we speak. And right now you can see it's back testing the attempted breakout. So I do think this is a rather nice spot to be in for XDC for an attempted breakout, but we'll see if this back test holds. As we talked about during the live yesterday, I put 3K on XDC, 81,000 tokens at around the 358 level. So we'll see how this plays out. It's down 1.72% today since the flip of the clock, but it does look like a long leg doji has emerged in the daily time frame, which is a reversal candle. So if you're looking to get on top of this, this would be a beautiful time to look at this. As I've been trying to bring it to everybody's attention prior to any kind of move up. And then I just told everybody yesterday, if you're not interested in riding after a pattern breakdown, you could do the due diligence of even letting it ride at 357. Like for me, even though I bought it at 358, I'm willing to ride it unless this descending structure breaks, and that could bring us as low as that 355 level. So it's not a huge hold, and it's only a few dollars. Even if it goes wrong, you might lose 30 bucks on a spot trade of this size, depending on where you buy it. But I really do feel like something's building for XDC, so I'm going to watch it with my due diligence here over the next few days, and I'll continue to update everybody on exactly what plays out. But if you are buying a spot trade, you're good until around the 355 level. If it loses 355, then it could call for a further consolidation down to the 3.4 level, and then you'd have to make an educated and informed decision. So just pay attention to that this morning. We've got XRP at 51.8 cents. It looks like it's still continuing to try to push. We had a little bit of a consolidation this morning, but we still look like we're on the right side of town here. We're up towards the 51.8 cents. We have a bullish cross here coming through. We're looking to hold on to the 200-day around 51.5 cents, which so far we did on a consolidation. But that's really going to be the key this morning, is to continue riding on the 200-day. And if we can push off the 20-day here and the 30-minute, it's just going to be that much more strength. We've come back up to retest that resistance area that we broke through support. And if it gets rejected here, this would be a nice push up here again. And our next area, the next major areas we're going to try to push through. Let me make this a little easier because we're in this ascending formation. But everybody who was in the live, we made it a little easier to understand this pattern. And if we look at it in the daily, we've got that downtrending resistance that starts right here. Resistance, resistance, which I don't know why that's up like that. I must have hit it after during the live yesterday. But you got that resistance, resistance, and then your support, you're forming this uptrending support, support, support. And you form this mini pattern as well in between. But if we were to push up to that 56.9 cents, the next major resistance is going to be up at this downtrending resistance at 64 cents, which started a little while ago. And then you can look back at, it's kind of a dual layered, so you still have this resistance that comes through here, and ultimately you would have to break out of that. But that's when you get above and beyond, and I didn't want to confuse everybody during the live. So, and then the 67.4 is the technical target on a breakup of the short pattern, and then the 38.7 cents is a breakdown of this little ascending formation that's built within a larger formation. So those technical targets are based on what's going on within right here, within this part of the pattern, because we need to know if this is a bear flag or a bull flag that ended up disguised within a bigger bear flag. And if it's a bull flag, it could bounce up here just to come down as well. So we're just looking to see what kind of appreciation can be had. But we'll get into more of this after I do the intro. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update. I would greatly appreciate it if you did take just a second to hit that like button as I go through the intro. It'll allow YouTube to recommend this update, which means on the YouTube news feed, you'll be able to find my content, even if you've never seen it before, just by you scrolling through the feed. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update, and it allows our content to be pushed through the algorithm. If you do appreciate what I do, consider joining Tom's Army or sending one YouTube super chat per month, as I would love to see new members joining the Army. If you're looking to trade cryptocurrency or XRP in the USA or abroad, video description below and our pinned comments is BitUnix, no VPN worldwide, KYC only if you withdraw or deposit from bank. And it's really low fees. Don't get stuck on something like Uphold where it's going to cost you $300 to make a $4,000 trade. Just don't do it. And then if you're looking for the XRP Bitcoin pairing, that's also in the video description below and our pinned comments on MEXC. Take advantage of those exchanges. They're just simple. There's no strings attached. So other than that, please make sure to hit that like button, and I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Good morning, 7:52 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, May 16th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So we've looked at XDC as it's down 1.7%. We've looked at XRP in the short term, but now let's look in the cup and handle formation, which we are firmly back above. We do have an engulfing candle in the daily, which is bullish. So if we can continue to pull strong here, our next major resistance, if we play this true, and I'm talking major, I'm not talking about the short-term pattern that's formed. I'm talking about major resistance as the mid-tier handle resistance around 57.6 cents. And is there any kind of confluency in that area? We should ask ourselves. So 57-cent area, if we bring ourselves up to here, there is confluency on this short-term ascending formation, which could be a bull flag within a much bigger bear flag. It should bring us up to about 57 cents. So we do have some confluency in this area, as it's suggesting 57 and 57.9. So that's where you're expecting this push up, if in fact this plays true. And it does give you a technical target here of about a 10% push. We're looking for about a 10% rally up to about 57 cents. That's what it's looking like for XRP here this morning. And as we know, if XRP is going to do that, it's just a matter of time for XDC to right the ship. And oftentimes it's about a day away. It's about a day behind XRP. So now it looks like we're starting to put in this reversal in the daily. So what we're going to want to see here today is we're going to want to close closer to 368 levels and have an engulfing candle to the top side to start the daily. But we could have a nice little surge as well. But right now, on the top of this breakout for XDC, and we're back testing with a long leg doji in the daily, the pattern breakout as support instead of resistance. That's very bullish if this continues on and plays true. So this is an opportunity this morning. If this is the last of the consolidation here, you're getting just a great opportunity here with XDC, and I'll continue to cover it into tonight's live as well. Let's get into XRP/Bitcoin pairing down 0.26%, sitting at the 781 sat level. We're currently showing strong signs of a reversal here in the 4-hourly, just like XDC is in the daily. And I'm very comfortable with this. Yesterday I was able to buy, and I know we have an engulfing in the daily, and it could continue to ride us down all the way down, as we've talked about, to the 725 sat level. Yesterday I was able to buy some more at the 786 sat level. So my average is coming down very quickly. Right now it's around the 807 level. So still down in comparison to where it's at now, but I'm continuing to buy on the way down. It's up to $1,700 now. I've got 1,700, just over 1,700 now, as I added another 100 yesterday as the sat level came down nicely, and it'll continue to bring my average down. Everybody else who's buying, we've been doing this every single day for the last like 14 days roughly, or 12 days, whatever. It's been 10 to 14 days, and I'm building into a position for XRP Bitcoin pairing. And eventually here, as we know in the weekly time frame, we're oversold. We're going to get some kind of bounce. It looks like a bull flag here. The only question we had is they're going to come all the way back down here to 729. So I've just been consolidating and continuing to add on as it does these small micro movements until it's ready to break out. And nobody knows when it's going to be ready to break out. Nobody can tell you that. It's just going to be a matter of when it happens. And in the weekly sense, it's been about 38 weeks now since we've had any bullish reversal type momentum. Right now is our first chance in quite some time, so watch that. We've got Bitcoin up 0.28% here this morning, up to 66,400. We are not surprised in the community. We have a reversal candle in the weekly. This is very bullish. There's 3 days and 13 hours left. If Bitcoin finishes near 60, if it finishes where it's at now, this is a huge weekly engulfing candle to the top side. And in time, Bitcoin would be signaling a move to 88,000. But right now, we're in what could be considered a pennant flag consolidation. And if we look at the much larger pattern here, that's what we had formed when we came down and formed that inverse head and shoulders, it looks like. So this could be a much bigger move in the making. If this pennant flag plays out properly, Bitcoin's not done by a long stretch. So just pay attention to that as we are attempting a breakout of this pennant flag consolidation on the short term. So just pay attention to that very, very closely. And now time to get into some reading while we have time. So the SEC's $876 million disgorgement plan and Ripple lawsuit faces scrutiny by legal experts. The SEC is suing Ripple and wants them to give back money from XRP sales disgorgement. Lawyers think the SEC's plan to give the money back to big investors who bought XRP institutional buyers is unfair. Ripple agrees they should give money back, but not to investors who already profited. While the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit takes shape, legal specialists share important views on the SEC's demand for disgorgement. Attorney James Murphy and Bill Morgan give their opinions by highlighting the intricacies surrounding what is being sought and possible outcomes that could result from it. If you're an XRP supporter or avid follower of the crypto updates, you don't want to miss this new development. Dive right in. Attorney James Murphy, who goes by the name Meta Lawman on X, has brought attention to what he deems the crazy aspect of the SEC's disgorgement request, quoting U.S. Supreme Court stance. Murphy writes, "One thing the U.S. Supreme Court has been really clear about is that disgorgement is supposed to go to the victims." Referring to this, Murphy has questioned the foundation to why the SEC has been proposing to direct disgorgement funds to institutional buyers of XRP, because that would only enrich parties who have already profited from their dealings with Ripple. The SEC's demand for Ripple to disgorge a significant sum raises eyebrows among legal circles. Murphy and others express skepticism regarding the distribution of these funds, suggesting that institutional buyers might disappropriately benefit. Consequently, the legal clash between Ripple and the SEC revolves around the contentious issue of disgorgement. Ripple makes it stand clear the company rejected the notion of giving back in their legal documents, contradicting Murphy, who talks about how Maddox allowed all other institutional investors enough time before calling on them to return their profits. The company believes that institutional buyers should not receive money from the $876 million disgorgement, as they were allowed to invest, which explains the complex regulations within which cryptocurrency operate. Attorney Bill Morgan reposted attorney James Murphy's post, further adding his sentiment on behalf of Ripple. While the legal process is ongoing, Ripple and the SEC navigated a complicated case by filing essential briefs and motions. Now the emphasis has moved to blanket motions concerning sealing confidential information linked to the remedies brief. Depending on how the court rules, this may greatly influence the direction of the case. So that's pretty interesting. I like that information, so that's one good piece of info. And then the last thing I want to read here before I release this update: XRP sustains above 51 cents, eyes further gain as whales accumulate Ripple tokens. Ripple whales holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP continued to accumulate in May. XRP holders digested the development in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit and await court rulings. XRP is likely to extend to 60 cents, testing resistance at 51 on Thursday. Ripple XRP is being accumulated by large wallet investors as XRP holders await a court ruling in the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC lawsuit against the firm. The altcoins accumulation by whales is a positive sign for XRP Ledger's native token. XRP price sustained above 51 cents on Thursday, likely to extend gains to the psychologically important resistance level of 60 cents. Ripple whales holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP have added 60 million tokens in their holdings in May, as seen in crypto intelligence tracker sentiment. Typically, whale accumulation is considered bullish for an asset. XRP price could rally in response to the rising buying pressure from market participants. Sentiment data shows that XRP holders have realized losses on their holdings in the past week. XRP traders have realized nearly 30 million in losses between May 7th and May 15th, which could be considered a sign of capitulation and a precursor to recovery in the altcoin's price. The network realized profit loss metric helps identify the net profit/loss of all coins moved on a particular data chain. The two indicators point towards gains in XRP price. XRP holders are awaiting a ruling in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit after the two sides completed filings of their briefs, replies, and opposition in the remedies phase. On the 4-hour and 1-hour time frames, the XRP USDT chart shows signs of recovery in the altcoin. Ripple has sustained above 51 cents on Thursday and is likely to retest resistance at the psychologically important 60 cent level. XRP faces resistance at 53.1 and 59.1 cents, the 50% and 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level of the decline from April 9 top of 64.3 cents to the April 13th bottom of 41.8 cents. The green bars above the neutral line on the moving average convergence divergence MACD indicator support XRP gains. RSI and momentum indicator reads 48.47, inching closer to the neutral zone at 50 cents, signaling an increasing balance between bullish and bearish position. If the XRP price fails to break past resistance at 53 cents, the altcoin sweep liquidity at 46.65 cents, support level respected on the weekly XRP USDT chart. So please pay attention to everything we've gone through in this morning's update. XRP, if it can hold these levels, looks to retest the psychological important level of 60 cents. Watch XDC as it looks like a long leg doji is formed in the daily, and it should bring us up to the 3.8 cent mark. And ultimately, if we can push out past the 200-day and the 4-hourly up to the 4.4 cent level, which would be a beautiful move. With XRP, we're looking to get past first level 52.8, get above 53.4, and then ultimately that 57 cent resistance is going to be hard to get past. But it does look like we could be eyeing it move towards 60 cents. And for Bitcoin, if it continues to play on this trend and you see us over 67,000, not just 72,000 is in our footsteps, but maybe 88K to the top of this pattern resistance. Have a blessed morning, everybody, and don't forget to give thanks to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And if you made it until the end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments.